Hey, journaling buddies. I am so happy to be back with you. Welcome to our gratitude journey. I'm grateful you are here and I thank God for all of you. With a heart full of gratitude today, we're going to discuss something incredibly special. Gratitude as worship. It's a deeply personal act of devotion that connects us with God and allows us to express our trust in His goodness, making it easier to extend that gratitude to others and reciprocate it. But what's even more beautiful is that gratitude as worship is a reflection in how we love and appreciate the people in our lives. We'll explore what it means to worship through appreciation, both to God as an and also as an expression to others, and why it is a powerful force in our lives.
Welcome to Journaling with Judith, the podcast where gratitude transforms lives. I'm Judith, a wife, mom, John Maxwell leadership coach, and a daughter of the King. What if gratitude could shift your perspective on life? What if everything God has for you is in your gratitude posture? Together, we will explore how choosing gratitude can draw you closer into the will of God and manifest your divine birthright. Grab your journal, open your heart, and let's get started.
Welcome back, my journalist buddies. If this is your first time joining us, I warmly welcome you. I'm grateful that you're here. And while you're here, please subscribe and follow this journey. It's my way of knowing if you're connecting with me and also I with you. Also, please leave any questions you'd like for me to answer to bless me as well. Please leave a 5-star review along with your takeaway from this episode. So today, as we explore a powerful truth, it becomes clear that gratitude is a form of worship. Worship goes beyond singing songs, how the worship team makes us feel, or simply attending church. It's about how we live our lives, our experiences with God, and the revelations we receive from His heart. It's about honoring God and reflecting His goodness in everything that we do. I also want to emphasize that gratitude as worship extends to showing affection and kindness to others. It is evident in the way we hug our loved ones, share laughter with friends, or offer assistance or kind words to a stranger. Gratitude expresses, I see you, I appreciate you. I honor the goodness in you. While this is not the same as how we worship God, who alone is worthy of all the ultimate praise we have to offer. It reflects His love when we express gratitude to others for the kindness that they show. Gratitude is deeply tied to my testimony. My worship comes from the countless blessings, mercies, and miracles that I've experienced. There have been moments when I knew I wasn't supposed to be here today, but by God's grace, I am. I can remember way back, this is going a very long time. I lived in the UK at that time, and I remember vividly. I drove and parked at my client's house. I was in home care at the time, and I took, I would say, about 6 steps to the house. And by the time I could knock on the door, I heard a very loud bang. And as soon as I turned around, my car was not in the place that I left it. A drunken driver hit my car, pushed it from where it was parked, along with hitting multiple cars parked on that road. But it was the goodness of God that got me out of that car in time before that accident. And I remembered whenever I arrived at a client's house, I would sit in my car just for a little bit and do my what we call our timesheets. But for some reason, I got out of the car just at the right moment. And fast forward a few years later, living here in the US, my second job was again home care. And I pulled up to my client's house, and this was like deja vu. By the time I got to the door, knocked on the door, I heard a loud bang once again. This time it was a huge tree fell on top of my car. Yes, the roof sunk in, same place on the driver's side, and God would have allowed me to get out of that car just in the nick of time. I know we've all been through different seasons in our lives. I've been in relationships where I thought I was okay. I was physically alone, mentally alone, emotionally alone. I was missing one vital thing, the spirit of the living God in my life. But through it all, God reminded me that He loves me. He sees me and He puts me first. I have always felt that love, that uniquely different kind of love, similar to how He loved John, who wrote the book of Revelation. This sense of love has sustained me during many dark moments when I felt utterly alone without His guidance. Thank God for His grace and His love. That kind of love is a different feeling, you all. I can't quite explain it, but it has never left me. When I journal to God, it serves as my gratitude, my prayer, and a love letter to Him, pouring out my praises and my appreciation. I write because I never want to forget what God has brought me through. I want to remember the miracles He has worked in my life, the healings, the challenges that I have overcome, the times He kept me when I couldn't keep myself, and the grace He has extended to me even when I did not deserve it. My gratitude journaling is my way of saying, God, you are worthy. You are enough. Here's all my praise. I don't want to stop giving you thanks because I don't want to forget none of your goodness. How can you use your journaling, your gratitude today to give God a love letter wrapped up in your appreciation and your adoration for Him today? Worship is powerful. It's a weapon that allows us to declare victory over fear, doubt, and despair. When we worship God with gratitude, it shifts our focus from our struggles to His goodness. Worship gives us the strength to keep going, not because everything is perfect, but because we know the one who holds our future. We know the one who heals us. We know the one who wakes us up in the morning. We know the one who's given us a different prognosis than what the doctor is giving us. We know the one who's going to save our marriages. We know the God who heals. Gratitude as worship is rooted in our personal experience with God. It's the praise that comes from remembering where He's brought you from, my friend, and the promises He has for you. He has fulfilled in your lives over and over again. Each of us have a different worship. Why? Our experience with God may not be the same, but we can testify of His goodness. True worship is in our response to God, to His faithfulness, how we respond to Him when He says yes, when we ask. How do we respond when He says no, when He thinks we're not ready? And how do we respond when He said it's time to go, when He's elevating us? But to be told, a lot of times I am very disobedient, but still the grace of God abides within me. And I can still say, Lord, I trust you. I honor you. I praise you for who you are. Because even in our disobedience, God is still rooting for us. He is, I believe, our biggest cheerleader. He wants us to succeed. God did not create us to fail. No, He did not. And He sets up everything for us to learn, to grow, and to abide and keep in Him. Deuteronomy 6 verse 4 has a powerful message for us. 4 to 6. It says, Listen, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord alone. And you must love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, and all your strength. And you must commit yourself wholeheartedly to these commands that I am giving you today. It's today in Moses' time, but it's today in our time as well. At this point, Israelite had been through 40 years in the wilderness. We spoke about this on episode 4. And Moses knew he would not be going with them into the promised land. So he was giving them his final crucial message. And that message resonates with us today. So gratitude was at the core of this command because it keeps our hearts in alignment with the will of God. So the Israelites, they had experienced so many miracles, manna from the sky, water from rock, being delivered from the Egyptian, but yet they were often complaining. Their lack of gratitude led to rebellion and delayed in their blessing. For us, what does this mean? It means that gratitude as a form of worship ultimately belongs to God. But God also wants us to honor each other. Gratitude extends to how we respect the people He places in our lives. The blessings that Moses speaks of are not just spiritual. The blessings that flow like milk and honey depends on how we express gratitude to others. Our spouse, our families, leaders, simple gestures like a wee hug, a kind word, offering your service, or even a genuine smile are ways to demonstrate love and appreciation. We do not worship people like we worship God, but we can reflect His love by acknowledging the goodness and the kindness they have shown us. Gratitude towards others is a sign of humility. It recognizes that we are blessed through love, encouragement, or help they have provided to us, no matter how big or small. So consider this today. Isn't it worthy of gratitude when someone does something kind for you, like lending a helping hand or speaking life into you during a tough season? When they say, thank you for helping me and be truly genuine about it. We are not elevating them above God. We acknowledge their role in our lives as an extension of God's love. When you show kindness and sympathy and extend grace and forgiveness to others, you become a reflection of God bearing good fruit. Finally, here are some ways that you can practice gratitude as worship this week. One, journal your gratitude to God. Take time to write God a love letter, how you feel, the faithfulness that He has shown in your life. Thank Him for specific blessings. Thank Him for specific blessings, moments of mercy, a time He has carried you through. Let your journaling be an act of worship, a way you pour out your heart and praise to Him. Two, express gratitude to others. Think about someone who has blessed you recently, a friend, a family member. Take a moment to send them a message, write them a note, or simply say, thank you. You've made a difference in my life. Three, use worship as a weapon. The next time you feel overwhelmed by life, whatever emotions that you're going through, choose worship instead of worry. Turn on some worship songs, play your favorite song, prayer of thanksgiving, or write down 3 things that you're grateful for. Worship, I guarantee you, will shift your focus and remind you of God's goodness. 4, reflect on your testimony. Think about where God has brought you from. What trials have He carried you through? What miracles have you experienced? Spend time praising God for those moments and ask Him to not let you ever forget. The key is to remember your testimonies. Friends, gratitude is powerful. because it connects us to God's heart. And when we worship Him with gratitude in truth, we say, Lord, you are good. So, however you may feel right now, gratitude is about God. It is about reflecting His love to others, whether it's huge, small, laughter, a hug, showing gratitude and being thankful is honoring the goodness of God to others. So remember your story, your testimony in your worship, every blessings, every trial, and every moment of grace is a reason to give thanks. Write a journal entry praising God for where He has brought you from. Reach out to someone in your life who has blessed you recently. Thank them for their kindness. Spend a moment each day in worship, whether with a song, a prayer, or simply a word of thankfulness. So, my journaling buddies, I hope this has blessed you today, and I will see you next Tuesday.
Before you go, thank you for tuning in to Journaling with Judith today. If this episode blessed you, please follow and subscribe. Also, share with a friend. Don't forget to join the Facebook group for daily prompts, extra guidance, and an amazing community of gratitude seekers. And remember to grab your copy of Journaling with Judith, available on Amazon, to make the most of this journey. You'll find the link in the show notes. Until next time, stay grateful, stay faithful, and keep journaling. God bless you, and I love you with the love of God.